Okay, so it's me, Jessica, corporate recruiter. I am going to be talking about in this video how can somebody get a job with little to no, zero experience. And to do that, I want to talk through a couple of points that I'll go through. So, the first thing I'm going to really address is the mindset of how we think about experience. Like, how do we typically think about work experience? So, I'm going to talk about that. The next thing I will be talking about is something I talk about pretty frequently on this channel, and it is basically just your network. Like, what does your network look like, right? A lot of people think their network always has to be professional. Some people say they don't have a real network. And so, what does that mean? Like, in your day to day, you interact with people. Anyone you interact with is basically your network. So I'm going to dive into that a bit more. And the other thing is, I'm going to talk about specific abilities and skills and attributes that you can bring to a job without necessarily having that specific experience. So I'm going to dig into that. And let me pull up something really quick because I do have notes because I wanted to really talk about these different points. So let me pull that up. Let me pull it up. Okay, so it's like, let me make sure that I'm also letting people know that I am live because I always forget to do that. So one moment, because you guys know I'm bad with that. But yeah, so these are the different points I want to talk about. How do you get a job without any experience? And the reason I'm addressing this is because a lot of people have asked me, that's like a frequent question. People that say, look, I have no experience, zero experience. I don't know how to do anything. How can I get a job, in that scenario? But then when I talk to them, they do have some experience. It's just that they don't have the experience in the specific area that they're wanting to get that job, right? So, the first thing I do want to talk about is what I mentioned before, the mindset of what is experience. And hello, Brian. Welcome in. It's nice to see you. Hey there. I love those emojis. All right, so mindset. The first thing that I suggest to anyone that, they don't have a job right now, they don't have a lot of experience, or they don't have any experience work wise, right? Haven't had their first job. They're looking for their first job. I would say to really research and figure out what are the different things that you even want to do. Because sometimes folks don't even really have any picture of what they actually want to do over the course of the next couple of months, over the course of the next year, and what their specific goals are. And that is something that, especially for people that don't have a lot of experience, work experience, during job interviews, you're going to be asked. You're going to be asked about your plans. It's not a great question, but a lot of people will ask, where do you expect to be in 5 years? You should have some idea of what you want to do, what your interests are. So be ready to talk about that. Because if you think about it, an employer who's looking at someone without a lot of experience, well, they are going to be looking at a lot of your traits, trying to understand if you have your head on straight. Can you do the job? Are you trainable? Do you have the right behaviors and personality that can be an asset to whatever the job is? And it could be anything from, if you're looking from your first cashier or sales job to a professional job or an internship or something like that. So really think about what it is, what are those things you want to do so that you can be prepared to really talk about that. And that's actually going to go into my next point too here in a minute. The other thing is you want to be relatively open to the type of jobs that you're interested and would consider moving into. Because here's the other thing that happens sometimes. You talk to someone, they say they're looking for a job, right? Um, But when you ask them, well, I know this place is hiring for an admin or administrative assistant. Oh, I don't want to do that job, but I need a job and I don't have any experience. Well, you have to get started somewhere, right? If you have a connection and they're willing to help you get a job somewhere, you need to use that. And here's the thing, I say this a lot, it's always going to be easier to find a job when you already have a job. When you already have even a couple of months of experience, it's going to be easier for you to get that next job because now you got some experience. So if you find yourself in a place where someone's willing to take a chance on you, even if it's something completely unrelated to what you're actually wanting to do and what your dream job is or what your dream aspiration would be, you should take it because you need that experience. You need to also have someone that can vouch for you at the end of the day and say, hey, they worked for me. Hey, Brian is great. He worked with me for 6 months. Sad to lose him, whatever. You want to have that, you want to kind of build that network, right? So that's the second. So that's the second thing. So mainly, when you're thinking about experience, you need to do your research, have a plan, have some idea what you want to do long term. But at the same time, you're going to need to be flexible and be open minded to different types of jobs. Like it really is frustrating when you're talking to someone and they're like, I need a job and I don't have any experience, but then they're unwilling to try something outside of what they ideally want or they see something as beneath them. Because I will tell you, I I've taken on many jobs. I think I've almost had like 20 jobs at this point. So random jobs, retail, customer service, fundraising. I mean, you name it. Before I got into my field of HR, now I was in school, but to get those first jobs, you really do have to be open minded, right? So I didn't like wake up one day and say, "Oh, I really want to work as a cashier. I really want to work in fundraising. I really want to," right? But it's to get you a start. So you really have to think long term when you're thinking about that first job. Okay, so oh, hey, Cassandra. Hello, hello. Yes, round two. Round two today. Um, oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that I'm live. Um, Perfect. So, the second thing I want to talk about is really this idea of using your network. And I talk about this relatively frequently, but I talk about it because a lot of people don't think of their network very broadly. So if you're looking for a job, first of all, every single person that you know should know that you're looking for a job and they should know some things about you. What are those things that you're really good at? What are you interested in? To my point before, you've done your research, you know what type of area you want to focus in. You kind of have plans and things like that that you can talk about. And then the other piece of this is they should know what some of your skills and qualities and traits are so that they can sell you to someone. Sell, right? Um, so my other point was really with your network, you should be looking online and offline. So really thinking about who do you know? Basically the 5 W's. So who do you know? Who do they know? It's not just about who you know, but who they know. I've literally had an experience of multiple kids, especially out of college, no experience, zero experience, but getting into global companies because not only was it someone that they knew, sometimes that gets someone in, or maybe their parent, or maybe a friend or a professor. But also, I've seen it to where, prime example, this lady, her son's friends, neighbor or something was looking for a job. It was a really weird connection. But when someone can vouch for you, they know you're looking for a job, you just never know who they know. So who do you know? And then who do they know, right? Then also, where do they work? Where do these people in your network work? Are there places that are hiring? Can you connect with them, right? What do they do? What do they do at these different jobs? How do you really build that relationship to get an in with a company? Because I say this a lot. when you can get a referral, it can really help you get that first job opportunity. Just saying that this person, can vouch for me does wonders. And having someone say, hey, hire my friend because this, that, and whatever, give them a chance, right? Can really push you through and get you an opportunity. I've seen it happen. Like I don't know if people really believe that, but it literally happens. It happens more than you would even think. Um, what about a cooking job? Oh, restaurant is very much about who you know. Because a lot of times, when you think about restaurant jobs, you're not just going to go onto LinkedIn to find a restaurant job. Typically, it's, hey, I'm looking for a waiter. Who do you guys know? Right? We're looking for waiters, um, or you even go to the restaurant. Sometimes you can get a job that way. I got this job. It wasn't a restaurant per se, but it was at a smoothie shop, and I got that job because I went to the shop and I was like looking. I was literally going to this area of town, and I I walked around with my resume, and I would go from store to store, like in person, right? And I walked into the shop and was like, hey, are you guys hiring? I'm looking for a job. And they happened to have the manager there on site, and this girl was like, oh, I'll ask the manager. And he peeped his head out, saw me, and said, I'll talk to you. Sat down, literally, I had my resume ready. I didn't have a lot of experience. I had one campus job, and how I got that campus job was just, I don't even know. I think I talked up my personality, my skills, and yada yada. So again, not having much experience, but being able to see someone in person, sell my qualities to that person, and pretty much reassure them that, hey, you have a job opening. I'm here. I'm willing to learn. I'm willing to step in. I can start immediately, right? And so, you move fast. And restaurants, they typically move very quickly. So if you know a couple of folks that are in a restaurant, let them know that you're looking for cooking job, right? Or chef or whatever, waitress, hostess, whatever, and let them know that. Cooks are kind of hard to come by sometimes because, it can be a stressful job depending on, where you're at. And then two, cooks bounce from different restaurants, right? Have you ever gone to a restaurant and it's like, the chef has changed because the food tastes different? But yeah, so that happens. But you definitely have to really be able to do some different things, put yourself out there and network a ton. But generally people don't really like to do it because it does take some extra effort, but that type of effort can really get you in the door. I always say don't focus so much of your energy on just applying to online jobs. Focus more of your energy up front with using your network. So the who. So what I said was, who do you know? Who do they know? Right? Really, everyone should know about you. Have your resume, have your contact information, have your LinkedIn page, have your website, whatever, however they know how to reach you, and you can kind of highlight yourself and brand yourself. That's what you need to do. So the other thing that I want to talk about is really your brand. What is your brand looking like, right? What is it about you that makes you great? Is it your great personality? Are you a great communicator naturally? Everyone has skills and abilities that they've learned throughout their lifetime. Even if you're like 16, 17, 18, you've got some skills that you developed. And then, of course, folks that are later on in their life, they've got skills that they develop, whether it's through school, whether it's from odd jobs, volunteer work, working in the church, working with your family, babysitting, whatever. All of that, and getting back to what we think about with experience, that's experience. It may not be quote unquote professional workplace experience, but it is experience where you gain different skills that you can use. So you need to really, with branding, you really have to look at, okay, how do you talk about who am I? Who am I as a person? what are some things that describe you? What would other people say about you? What are your top great traits? These are things you don't have to have experience really at all to have certain traits, skills, and abilities that make you different from the next person, right? That you can talk about and that you can really look at a certain job and say, this is why I would be good at this job. For example, sales. A lot of times, sales jobs do not require much experience, especially if a lot of these companies are willing to train you. And so, some of the traits that are really great with sales folks: good listener, good communicator. You could even sell the fact that you have an outgoing personality. You're not afraid to connect with people. Those are some traits that, without any experience, you can really highlight to someone and say that show like, hey, I can do this job. The other thing is really digging into specific niche skills, like hard skills. What are you capable of doing? Is that building relationships? Have you worked on computers? Have you ran any side projects? Have you sold things online? If you sold things on Poshmark or Vinted or different online sites, that is experience. So again, thinking about experience, I was actually um, Um, okay, I guess I'm back. so, yeah, I was doing this event, Women in IT, and we were answering different questions. And so, a question that we got during that event was, "How do you get a job without experience?" Give me one moment. I'm gonna sip some of my tea. Hello, King of Kill. How are you? Oh my goodness. I feel like I'm getting better, and then I'm not. Excuse me. So, where was I at? So, what are you capable of doing? Sorry, guys. It sounds worse than it actually feels. Okay, I think I'm done. All right. So, going back to the conference, we got the question about, I don't have any experience. How do I get started in IT and working in IT? And a lot of the suggestions really were about using the experience you have and stopping this thinking that you don't have any experience. Turns out the participant that was asked my question, they had volunteer experience and they would be able to actually get some relevant skills from that volunteer work that they did and translate that to the work environment. Again, just because you don't have quote unquote work experience in an office or whatever setting you're looking to be in, that does not mean that you don't have the necessary experience to do the job. So it really, when I said mindset needs to be the first thing you adjust, you really need to be confident in talking about those abilities and skills that you've gained throughout any of your experience: volunteer work, working with friends, doing any type of projects. You can highlight that. That is experience that you have. And then knowing specifically, what made this experience great? What did I bring to this experience? What type of traits, education, skills, anything that really makes you valuable, you should be able to confidently talk about when you're talking about yourself. So that all really encompasses the personal brand. You need to be able to highlight that if you're talking to a person. So let's say King of Kill. Let's say I'm talking to Brian and I'm talking to King of Kill and I'm talking to Cassandra. I'm talking to you guys and I just want to learn about each of you as individuals. You should be able to tell me in about, I don't know, 30 seconds to maybe a minute about you. Like, what is about you that makes you great? And you should be able to say that in a very confident manner. These are some of the things that will really help people stand out and get that first job. Thinking of back thinking back to when I would hire interns, I've hired interns that did not have experience. And I've also hired people that did not have, like, interns versus people. So all of them are people, but interns, and then um, more seasoned professionals, right? They didn't have the experience. But what set them apart was the fact that they were able to get in front of someone and really talk about themselves, talk about their brand, talk about what they could really bring to the table in a confident way. And, they were also, on top of that, very likable as a person. So showing those things I talk about during interviews, smiling, talking about how interested you are in the job. Because sometimes people miss out on job opportunities because it didn't seem like they were really interested. I actually, oh my goodness, I had an instance of this also recently, like recently in the past few months, where the person came off as, they were just looking for a job because they need a job. Like, I just need a job. And that's not what gets you a job. People don't just want to hire folks that are just going to do the job because they need a job. Most people, like, if you were a business owner, and you may be a business owner, let's say you need someone to help you with some work. Are you going to hire that person that's just like, yeah, I'm just here, I just need a job, I just need some money? Or are you going to hire the person that says, I am really interested in your company, I think I can bring a lot to the table, I have X, Y, and Z skill set, and I'm super interested in starting the job? That's typically going to be the person that you're going to want to hire. Now, if I'm just like, nonchalant, yeah, yeah, I like your company, yeah, I really need a job, that's not what's going to do it, right? So you really do have to not only sell yourself, and it's sad that I say sell yourself because, I talk about the whole freedom thing, but you have to start somewhere, right? So you are selling yourself in a way because you're selling that brand and selling what you can do for the company. But then also talking about that likability factor. Are you smiling? Are you engaged? Are you providing eye contact? People don't hire people they don't like, right? People don't hire people that aren't interested. People aren't hiring people that are just like, meh, whatever. So that's going to be the other tip. The other thing I don't think I included on here is getting back to the networking. You have to think about your network as really anyone that you come in contact with, your friends, your family, your acquaintances. I'm talking acquaintances could be and I just took off my nail polish, but your nail girl, your hairstylist, your mailman, I don't even know, like anyone that you come into contact with regularly, that is part of your network. And then who do they know? Ask them who they know, right? And then also your professional, school, and other relevant contacts, and also people from the past. It does not always have to be people that you engage with as of right now. It also be people from your past. So those are my quick thoughts on, when thinking about someone that says, I have no experience, zero, none whatsoever, or little experience, what they can really do to get that first job. And what I've seen worked for me. And what's worked for me has definitely been using my network. My network has got me multiple job opportunities, right? That foot in the door to be able to present myself in the best way. And then at that point, you're just proving that that friend or whatever referral was correct in referring you. So you're just proving, like, yes, I can do this job and I'm a great match for it. So using your network, building your personal brand, building it online. So like using LinkedIn, for example, building your own website could be something. Going on specific niche sites as well can be something too. Now, the other thing I missed and I forgot to talk about actually is using different sites. So being very creative in how you look for work, right? So with students, sometimes they focus just on using their career center or just using maybe their online portal. But you can also use other things outside of that. You can find out what are the professional groups in your area? What are the professional sites for whatever area that you want to focus on? And you can really engage with those sites. A lot of times, companies will partner with specific niche groups and post jobs there, or connect with people at these different groups and reach out to them for context. I've done it myself as a recruiter. I've reached out to schools, I've reached out to organizations, especially now as a lot of companies are really focused on hiring women, especially in IT roles and specific niche STEM roles, um, science, technology, engineering. I don't know what the M stands for, but STEM jobs, and then also people of color, so POC or even BIPOC. They're looking for those people, and sometimes just connecting with your local chapters, your different groups, professional groups, or different organizations, you can find work that way as well. But I do feel like you need to be flexible. So keep in mind, don't just say I only want this job, because if you're looking for a job and you don't have much experience, you need to keep your options open. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you should be able to really be able to use whatever that first opportunity is to move on to another opportunity as well. It's kind of like a ladder. That's why I call it the corporate ladder or whatever. You kind of use one opportunity that leads to the next opportunity, that leads to the next opportunity. So just saying yes to a job that you're kind of like about, it's not a bad thing. You want to get the experience. So as long as you want to get the experience and it seems like a decent job, why would you say no to it if you're looking for a job? I don't understand that. I've heard people say they're not doing this job because it's not what they want to do. And it's just like, but how are you going to get to where you want to be if you don't have any experience? And so those are the situations where it starts to be a circle. It's just like this endless cycle of, I don't have any experience, I need a job, I can't get a job because I don't have any experience. Well, if you're more flexible, you can typically find more ways to get some experience, because your experience does not always have to be in a niche skill. As long as you can get somewhere to get some transferable skills, you're good. You're good. You can bring those to another job, even if you're moving into something that's completely unrelated to something you've done before. There's always transferable skills. For example, communication. Communication is a skill you can take anywhere. IT skills shows whether it's one system or another system that you'll be learning. You can always say, I quickly learned this system and it helped me to be a quick learner, and I'm very confident I can learn whatever system, or these systems are similar or whatever. So you can use different things like that to really hone in on your traits and skills and abilities too. Let me see who's in here. Brian is still in here. Hey. King of Kill was saying hey to Brian. Missed a couple of comments. Partly cloudy. Jessica, you a love from fam. How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Voice is still a little scratchy, but I'm drinking my tea and trying to get better. I'm doing this concoction drink that JMJ told me about. It is good. It's not good. Like, it doesn't taste good, but it is. It's good. It makes me feel good. So YouTube is a job. Oh, that is true. My mom actually asked me, because I told her I was going on YouTube doing a live. And she was like, do you get paid from that? And I was just like, no, not really. But maybe I will soon. And so I told her that. And she was just like, because she hears me talking about YouTube a lot. She's like, she literally asked me today, I'm like, are you getting paid for that? Hey, Mr. Wise, how are you? Mr. Wise says, great topic. Okay, good. Well, I'm glad you're getting something out of it. Those were just my thoughts overall. I'm not sure where everyone came in at, but just to recap, change your mindset about experience. Anything can be experienced, right? The next thing was using your network, the who, what, where, when, and how. I totally missed this part because I wasn't looking at my notes. So who do you know? Who do they know? Where do they work? What do they do? How can you connect with them? Like, what's the best way to connect with them? I was saying, I think earlier yesterday, connecting with recruiters. You should not just say, hello, I'm looking for this job. Can you help me get into this job? No, that's not the best way to connect with a recruiter. You really engage with them, say something like, hi, I saw that you work at this company. I'm really interested to learn more. Making an introduction, like a casual introduction, things that you would say naturally to a person that you just met. I don't think if you just met me and you noticed I was a recruiter, you'd be like, oh, can you give me a job? No, I don't think you would naturally do that. And then the other thing is, how can they help you get work, right? Really learning about what that looks like, and that can help you prepare on that approach and how you can network with them. Hey, Lady D, welcome in. Nice to see you. I'm kind of closing out here. I didn't plan on this being a super long live. I'll probably be on here for the next 15 minutes. But those are just my thoughts. I don't know if anyone has any job specific questions tonight. I definitely wanted to focus on that since, that's kind of my bread and butter, what my channel is mainly about. Let me see. Mr. Wise is saying it doesn't matter if you get paid from YouTube. It matters if you enjoy YouTube. You can find ways to get paid. Yeah, that's true. That's very true, Mr. Wise. Yeah, I do like it. But as I was talking about this in an earlier live stream, I like talking, so so it's like it's natural. I like engaging with people, and YouTube has kind of been a godsend for me because of the pandemic. So I got way more involved with YouTube last year. 2019, I started posting a little bit here and there, but I don't know. I probably had less than 10 videos in 2019, and it was just very random. um, but in 2020, I started definitely kind of starting to go live a lot more and getting heavily involved in YouTube. And now here I am, 2021, still on here. So definitely like it. It helped me because I was able to still engage with people during that pandemic. And, I do like to meet people. So this was kind of my online type of networking and stuff. So it's been pretty cool. Let me see. So, hey, Sharky. Hello, hello. Welcome in here. Hey, and fellow chatters. Hello. Let you join the panel. What are you going to talk about, Mr. Wise? That's what I'd like to know. Tell me what you're going to talk about, and then I might let you up here. And you'll have to definitely show your face. You are excellent, Jessica. You are advising, tutoring, etc. with the channel. Hey, I'm trying to. I am trying to because here's the thing: is a lot of people don't know, and I originally I said there was a specific group. Like I thought it was just Black folks that didn't know about a lot of these topics, but it's generally a lot of people that just don't know so much about just HR world and kind of on our side what we look for in job seekers and what are some tips and tricks to kind of make stuff happen for yourself. So things like how you actually think and how confident you are in your experience that you do have. Like when I talk to younger professionals, they are, and I've done a couple of different events with younger professionals, like just starting out of school, still in school, and they're trying to get that first job. But a lot of what I tell them is really focusing on how they talk. Like you have to change the way you talk about yourself. For example, they'll say, oh, I just did X, Y, and Z at this place. I just did this and that. Oh, it was just a little job I did. Oh, I just did this little thing on the side. No, that is real experience that you should be highlighting. And so if you're going to talk to different professionals and hiring teams, you should be talking in a way that is more confident and you're sure in your abilities. The people that get hired the quickest are the ones that are confident in themselves and their abilities. And so, in order to do that, you have to know your abilities. You have to know that the experience you bring is a real experience, right? And hello, Barry. Welcome in. Nice to see you here. And it was nice to see you earlier. I appreciate you playing me while you were working. I really appreciate that. Sharky and Barry. Mr. Wise says, of course I'll show my face, but I can talk about tips for jobs as well. Okay. Well, then I will Let's see. I'll bring you up. Mr. Wise, are you? Well, hold on. Let me see. Here we go. Oh, I just found out I was approved on Patreon. I don't know why I hadn't done that yet. But I had been looking at Patreon for a while and I was like, oh, I'll do it, whatever. And I finally set up my page. I need to make some edits, but I was just approved. I just saw the email come through. Because I do like on my Mac, it shows the email up at the top. Before my Windows, it showed at the bottom. I don't know. It's like a small thing, but it's better. I don't know. Just these little things that I'm starting to like about the Mac. So it's still a-okay with the Mac. Okay, let me see. Man, that is not what I'm trying to share. Oh no. Okay, hold on a second. Okay. See if that works. Hey, Mr. 100 Rounds, welcome in. Nice to see you. So I kind of closed out the session a bit, but for the people, if you would like to come up and share, I do want to keep it on topic. But if you want to share something about like your tips or an idea on how you get your first job or how you get a job without having experience or very little experience, please do feel free to share. What I shared was more so focused on really understanding your experience, understanding yourself and your brand, having a plan of what you actually want to do, and also identifying ways that you can really engage your full network of people, like everybody, who you know, who they know. And then also being able to confidently talk when you're interviewing and being able to really demonstrate things on your resume. I didn't really get into that too much, but with your personal brand, you want to be able to really brand yourself online, on your resume, and also when you are face to face or virtually face to face with whoever you're talking to in a confident manner. So, no, I just did this or this little job or that little thing. No, that's not how we're talking about. And it's interesting because I find it more in women. I find it in general with younger professionals, but even more so with women. And so we have to change that. I did a video on how women have to change their communication a bit to get better opportunities in the workplace sometimes, because there are little things that we say that are more passive and we need to be a little more assertive. Oh, wait, let me see something. Mm-hmm. I think, okay. Mr. Wise, why do you have a mask on? Okay, I will add you to the stream.
Really?
Hey there.
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing just fine.
Awesome. Well,
Yeah.
you're my second person. You're actually the second person to be on my live stream. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. um. So what I was trying to say was, with YouTube, you can make money in different ways. Not just through monetization, but you can get them through sponsors. You can get them through through merchandise and stuff like that as well. You can also um uh uh like do sales and stuff, or your do it yourselves and stuff like that. Many ways you can use YouTube, Instagram, or all these other kind of platforms, Facebook. You can use so many different things that you can do. You can like, and YouTube has millions of possibilities, like literally millions. because you can be an animator, you can be an influencer, you can be a cook, you can be like you can be anything you want. I mean, like the the ideas are just endless.
So, Mr. Wise, what's your profession? Are you in security?
Yes, I do security and I do this full time, like 40 hours a week every day. That's why every time you see me, I always say I'm at work because I really am at work.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah.
And did you have like what was your background before you jumped into security?
Before I did security, I was like actually I was all over the place. I was doing other things. Like when I got out of high school, I wanted to join the army,
Mm.
but I didn't because I felt the asphalt about 1 point. And then I said, okay, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna just go work. So I started uh, working at the airport. I was cleaning airplanes,
Mm, okay.
and what that taught me was to be alert, stay active, and stuff like that. Because with cleaning planes, you have to always be be like fast because
Hmm.
each plane comes in like really fast, and then we have to get on the plane, clean the plane as fast as we can, and then get off. We did that in like in almost 10 minutes.
So how did you get from doing that to security?
I'm getting to that, and then I did that for almost like 3 years, and then um, I left that job and did air serv, which was pushing people on the wheelchairs. I became a supervisor in that, and I was just pointing people where they needed to go, pushing wheelchairs, and then sometimes I would help them because I already knew what to do. Well, with pushing wheelchairs, and then I became a dispatcher. Um, uh, like since I've been working at the airport for so long, I know the ins and outs of it. So like you learn as you go. And then I got out of the airport because it was too much. Like it was just so overwhelming. But but eventually I just I also developed like communication
Hmm.
because I was a dispatcher,
Mm, hmm.
and so I started to work for as a independent contractor for Xfinity because I had good communication skills.
Hmm.
But I couldn't get a single sale. I don't know why. I just couldn't get a single sale, and they just had to let me go. So I was like, all right, bet. And then I started working for Mr. Car Wash. They said not to come in on a rainy day. So I didn't, and then they fired me. I was like, okay, what the heck? But I was one of their best workers because I was fast on my feet. Like, cause you have to be fast. Like in being fast, that's when I learned at my first job. You have to be quick. You have to always be on the move. Be quick. That's what I learned at that job. I took that with me.
So
Like
you
so,
use those transferable skills to move into your new job. Yeah.
yes.
I'm glad you shared that because you
And
actually offer a great example of how these tips can work and get you a new job. And I hired about 10 security jobs last year. And I totally get that it's not easy work. I hired 5 dispatch folks to work on a corporate campus, and I also hired some security guards, like patrol, doing car and on foot patrol for the campus. And I talked to some very interesting, very interesting folks. They come from everything from the military to working in law enforcement to 911 dispatchers, and they've seen a lot. So that is not an easy field to be in. So
Yeah,
I appreciate you.
it's not an easy field, but someone has to do it.
Right, right. Well,
And
until the robots are taking over.
yeah, until well, they've already done it, but they still but we still need that human contact,
Hmm.
that human element.
Have you seen the? No, this is getting slightly off topic, but have you seen the patrol bots? I talked about it in a video where I was
Hmm.
referring to artificial intelligence. It's so
Because
interesting how
I've also
the
I like that video. I like that a lot. Because I was like no matter what, everything everything a robot can do, humans do a lot better. Anything. Do you know why?
why
Because they're not able to learn,
some of them can.
but it's not in a way that humans do. Like, do you know why? Because if a human, uh, they would because them, like, no matter what, like if something like hits them or whatever, they would um they would calculate like, okay, I'm gonna have to move out the way or do something else, or either cover up with something even harder. Robots can't do that. Robots just stay stagnant. They can't. They can't build their own armor. They can't. They can't. They can't like regenerate and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying?
To an extent, but there's a lot of technology that's coming where
You know, like
and
STEM
it exists right now where
and
bots can learn. They even have bots that are programming, so they're actually creating. They even have artificial intelligence right now that can do even creative things where they can create their own music and build their
yeah,
own pages and respond to people naturally as if they were a human. So I hear you. I think humans are still important, but I do think that the shift is here. The shift is here to stay, especially with the pandemic really pushing things forward to where, there's certain weaknesses that humans do have that a robot doesn't have. Not that I'm standing up for the robots, but I'm being very
yeah. It
realistic.
sounds like you are. Sounds like you are
I'm being a very realistic person.
though.
I'm just looking at what the major players are doing, like Amazon, IBM,
And also,
Microsoft, and they are putting heavy money into
it's
artificial
not
intelligence.
it's not really them. It's really Tesla that's doing a lot of that.
Mhm. You think it's Tesla. Everyone's looking at Tesla. Everyone's looking at Tesla, big bad Tesla. But no, it's everyone. Amazon has folks being replaced in the stores because they have their Amazon Go store where you don't really even need a cashier anymore. You don't need the associates anymore. You can just ask the robot. They can tell you where the ketchup is in aisle 9, whatever you need. So there is a shift coming. If you watch that full video, in almost every industry, and I actually play another video as well. I won't go into that because it's not the topic of this one. But
Mhm.
it's coming. It is coming. People don't really want to believe it. But even when you look at the fact that we've had so many movies of this happening of these bots, and now we're looking around 2020, 2021, and we see these bots existing. We see these influencers that are AI or CGI, digital marketers, where Michaela has 3 million followers, and I mean, who would have thought an influencer would be getting replaced by a robot, right? A rapper could be getting replaced by a robot. Robot trying to come from James Charles, who is super popular, right? So I won't get into that. I do want to read a couple of the
Mhm.
comments. So, so going back, Mr. B did say, well, hold on, Sharky. Sharky said we most definitely need to build back better, not just infrastructure, but everything. Yeah, we do need some better infrastructure for sure. Mr. B said my son did the same thing as you, Mr. Wise, at an airport. Guys, planes, load luggage, operate
Yeah.
forklifts. There's a lot to it. Yes, it's tough work. I'm not even going to say I would be able to do that physically.
Hmm.
But Sharky said people need to learn new skills, technical ones in some cases, for this brave new post-Rona work world. Yes. Good recruiter influencers like Jess are key for steering people the right way. Yeah, look, I just don't want people to wake up and realize, like, what, I'm being replaced all the job, like, because it's going to happen. I did a video about this book, basically a book review, Who Moved the Cheese? And you might think it's a silly story about some mice losing their cheese and having to find a route to get that cheese, but it's very relevant to today because you have to look at the changing little things. You have to watch the little changes that are happening. Because even with Tesla, if you think back to 10 years ago, we knew that self-driving cars were going to happen. We knew it was going to happen. But if you didn't pay attention to the change, you just kind of woke up like, oh, Tesla. Oh, it's happening. But no, we saw it happening, since you brought that up earlier.
Yeah, we had saw it happening like way back before it even was thought of.
Right, exactly. But
Like
some people were surprised,
Jetsons.
right? Some people said that would never happen. And here
Hmm.
we are. Lady D said it doesn't matter where you start, but the important thing is you were open minded and was able to learn both technical as well as soft skills that can steer you into your dream job. And I like too, Mr. Wise, that you were able to identify, like you were able to come on here and say, specifically, this is what I learned from this job. And so you were able to easily translate that. What I do find sometimes is people aren't able to really communicate the way that you were able to, and really think about, okay, what are the skills I have that transfer to this new job that I want? So I think that was great, Mr. Wise. And I think we just lost Mr. Wise. Sharky says, Mr. B, and yeah, I'm sure your son worked hard at the job. Airports are no joke. From what I've heard, is rarely not busy. Oh yeah, no way. Robots do not have emotions. That is true. They don't have real emotions. They can fake emotions. Because again, I am seeing some very disturbing videos of these bots. Like it is just scary. It's scary. Like you literally, again, if you haven't checked out my video or if you don't want to watch my video, I suggest you check out Lovely T's channel, because she posted a video, Michaela. I shared some additional videos to that, but where she shares one of these digital influencers, and it's pretty scary how human they seem. It's very scary. I would also suggest you check out this show on Amazon, Humans, as well. And Amazon, to my point earlier, they're a big investor in AI. Even CPG brands, they're also investing in artificial intelligence. Whenever you go on a job site and you see on the career site machine learning, AI, a lot of those jobs, oh, they're investing in artificial intelligence. It's happening. Mr. B said he was fired too. Well, we didn't really get the details about that. But it happens. People do get terminated, for cause, sometimes not for cause. It happens. Terminations, layoffs, that's a real thing. Robots are programmed. They are programmed. That's very true. Sharky's saying Cassandra, yep, and they never get tired. Yes, exactly. Oops, Mr. B said I still want to try to make one cry. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Cassandra, yep. They never get tired and don't need lunch, dinner, see, bathroom, smoke, or other break. Exactly. They're not getting pregnant. They're not saying I need maternity leave. They're not saying I need to go to sleep. Now they do need to be recharged. They run on electricity, right? Or they will need to be maintained. But general things like I need to take a vacation, nope. I need to take a doctor's appointment. Nope. I'm sick today. I can't come in. Nope. I'm running late. Nope. My car caught a flat tire. Nope. I just need to take a personal day. Nope. I need a mental health day. Nope. I'm taking a sabbatical for 2 years. Nope. All of this stuff. I'm taking paternity leave. My wife is expecting a kid. No, they don't need that time off. So it is going to be. Here's the thing, we don't want it. I don't think any of us really want to come to terms with the idea that your job can be replaced to some extent by a robot. But to your point earlier, Sharky, we have to skill up. We have to do things and really find those niche areas that the robot can't replace. And to Mr. Wise's point, there are things that robots just can't bring to the table and humans can right now, at least, because best believe they're programming them. They're programming them to be able to learn just as we can learn. They're programming them to be able to do what we can do, plus more, right? I don't want to go too deep into that other video I did, but it's getting real. It is real. I feel like Cardi B when she was talking about the Rona. She was like, "It's getting real." Oh my goodness. I would love to see that. Ryan says robots can't not eat. Yeah, they're not taking eating breaks. Um, hey Cass, would you date a robot if it was perfectly unrecognizable robot? Mr. B, what is that question? Are y'all trying to do some Mr. B trying to do a little love connection in the chat? What's up with that? Trying to do a little love connection? I'm not mad at you. Cassandra is a beautiful woman. Would you date a robot? You know what? I think I talked about this before. People might want to date a robot, especially you got these robots that are looking like some of those videos I shared. Yeah, some people are gonna be like, yeah. If people are, do you guys remember those videos or stories where these people were? This woman in particular, I remember this one. She wanted to marry a dolphin. If someone would want to marry a dolphin, you best believe they're gonna want to marry a robot. You gotta believe it. Super off topic, right? Put skill trade back in high school. Yes, we need trades. We do need trades to come back. It's so sad because people really undermine trades. And if you wanted to go to trade school, you were kind of looked down on when I was in high school. But they're so important. Like someone needs to do it, and there's actually a big shortage across the company. I mean, across the country. But AI is probably coming for that too. There's there are companies that literally they're looking for what is the gap? Where can I provide a solution? How can we provide a technical solution here? Because that's the most cost effective. Someone's on it. I haven't looked at it yet, but I will. Mr. B said Japanese are making companion robots now. What is this, Westworld? Is this Westworld? Oh, Lord. This is not that type of channel, but oh my goodness. That is weird. But you know what? Oh my gosh. You know what, Mr. B? I have seen that. I've seen that. And I completely forgot about it. Oh my, yeah, you're right. You know what? Where's my, that just, I just need to. At that comment, like, Okay. All right then. Lady D says, I remember in high school, my teacher indicated that the industrial age was changing to the digital age where most persons would be replaced by computers with only a few persons to program them. There you go. We see, like, here's the thing, people want to fight against it, but we know it's coming. And it's natural to, when changes like this happen, it's natural to say, no, it's not going to happen. It can't happen because this and that. But we do have to be realistic. We have to be realistic, and we have to know how we can adapt and how we can even profit. You guys know about the money. So how can we profit? I shared a bunch of different companies that were investing in AI. So they're going to get, some compensation. So if you want to invest in some of those companies, that may be smart. Mr. B, I analyzed too hard, so I probably didn't figure out that a robot was after me versus a human. Oh my goodness. Wait, would you be able to tell them apart, or could you tell them apart? I don't know. I think Cassandra says she's analytical, so she can tell it's a robot. They're not gonna pull the okey doke on her. Barry says, great point. No breaks, time off, getting sick, or vacations. Exactly, Barry. Exactly. They don't have to worry about all of that. And here, this is my point, and I'm still talking about this AI. I'm sorry, y'all. It's totally off topic. Um, they keep okay. Political standpoint, there's this request to raise the minimum wage. Y'all, do you really think, like, look deep inside yourself and say to yourself, do you really think these companies, McDonald's, Target, Walmart, Amazon, do you really think they are going to pay the existing teams that they have now, the employees they have in place now, higher rates of pay for the basic jobs, right? $15, $16, whatever the wage they end up getting to. Are they really going to do that and stick to that? Because they've seen this coming. They know that this was happening. Or are they going to say, okay, we will raise the wages, but you're going to have a different job, and we're going to replace these jobs with the robots? Because we don't have to deal with all that. We don't have to pay, we don't have to do that. This is going to be a cost saving. There are literally people that their job is to find where the cost savings are for companies. You don't think that they're going to look at what is the cost saving of us having this robot doing this versus that? And the other thing that we don't think about too is when you think about humans, you also have to deal with what we talked about earlier, the employee issues that come with that. We had the scenario where, who was it? Someone commented in my live earlier when we were talking about introverts, extroverts, and ambiverts, how someone at her sister's company was putting drugs into this person's food, into this girl's food. And they had a record, and they were doing this at customer service company. Um, yeah, those are the things you have to deal with. So when you have less employee issues, you have less HR folks to deal with those issues. So a lot of cost savings are going to come from that. That's all I'm saying. Like, I I don't want to be like Debbie Downer, like doom and gloom. All your jobs are scratched. All the jobs gone or scrapped. Um, no, I just want to be realistic, and I'll be talking about how do we plan, what type of skills. I'll talk more about that in other videos too. That's crazy though. Those companion robots. That is really weird. You're an open-minded guy, Sharky. Oh my goodness. Hey, Zero. This robot conversation has me thinking about RoboCop. Oh my gosh, another video I need to check out because I think it was Zero actually. Nice timing, Zero, for coming in. It was the one that said I need to watch Terminator, I think, and I'm watching Terminator like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, and that was the 80s. That was the 80s, y'all. Come on. Oh my goodness. I need to look at RoboCop too. I'll put that on the list, Cassandra. We'll both be looking at that one. If I did date one, it would be quiet about it. Oh my goodness, you program it to not say anything. Okay. Or maybe even the Terminator. There you go, the Terminator. I just watched Terminator. It's creepy. I want to watch Terminator 2. I know they did multiple ones, but I'm just like, I think they did multiple ones, right? But I'm just like, oh my gosh, that was a lot. It was a lot to take in. I know it's a movie, but it's just a little too close to home right now. RoboCop was great. Only the first one though. The sequels were subpar. The sequels are most often, kind of subpar. Yeah, Brian said I Robot. Oh my goodness, weird but true. Yes, I Robot is a scary one. I want to rewatch it, knowing what I know now, and really analyze that movie. I keep suggesting that to watch the Terminator film. Oh, it was Sharky. Was it you, Sharky? Okay, Sharky. I'm so sorry. So Sharky was the one that told me about Terminator. Sharky, I did watch the Terminator. I watched it, and it really creeped me out. Very scary, but possibly realistic view of the future. Oh yes, very possible. Definitely. Like, it's like we're predicting our own end. Like, everything has come to an end, right? But like, ugh, that is something else. Oh, thank you, Hector. That is so kind. That is very kind of you. Mr. B, they will pass the cost on to the customer. Or yes, robots. Yes. See, here's the thing. The customer always gets. We're already getting the cost with the whole inflation thing. Come on now. Have you guys noticed your food is getting smaller, smaller packages? Please pay attention to your food. When you go to the grocery store, pay attention to your packaging. Slightly smaller, right? And the price is the same. Just a smidge, like, right? And people think they don't notice. Or there's a little less product in the food, and people think we don't notice. Some people aren't noticing, I guess. But the prices are just a little bit higher. So yeah, it's happening. At the end of the day, the company's they're not recouping those costs. They're trying to constantly lower the cost. That's a part of the business model. Is you're supposed to be more efficient. Every company is trying to be more cost efficient or cost effective, however you want to say it. Zero, there are some other movies that show a non-scary version on AI. Which one, Zero? Because even so, Humans wasn't that bad. It's a show on Amazon, but that ended up being creepy. I was like, what in the world? It was all nice and wholesome at the beginning. It was starting out really nice and good, and then then it went to the left. Mr. B, I remember that on Forensic Files, poison coffee in the staff. Oh my goodness, what? Yeah, see, with robots, you don't have to worry about that. But here's the thing, I mention this every time. With robots, and Mr. Wise did not point this out when he was on here. I think he was taking a break from work. But you do have to deal with a robot or AI, digital marketer, whatever. They can be hacked. At least for now, since we're fully human, we can't be hacked. Now, I do feel like there will be a time where humans are going to take on robotic parts. I'll just put it like that. More and more robotic point. We see, prosthetics and things, but I think it's going to get even more because we already see humans changing bodies and things and making adjustments and tweaks here and there. And, ooh, I don't like my cheekbones like this. I'm going to do. So I think it's coming. I totally think it's coming. We sent 5 robots to Mars, 93 million miles away. Totally mind blowing. Wow, that is mind blowing. Zero, what would be a positive AI movie example? Most have been frightening, but I understand why. Exactly. Exactly. And guys, I said I was going to be off of here at the 45-minute mark. I said I was going to be off of here, y'all. I was like, I'm about to be out. I mean, I'm at home, so it's not like I got somewhere to go. But I was about to be off of here. But I'm liking the conversation. We're kind of chit chatting. If anyone came in later and they're truly interested in the topic of how do you get a job without having experience, I would just encourage you to skip to the beginning of the video. You guys know my videos. I talk about the topic. I jump into the topic. Like, I don't take a bunch of time and wait and take 5 minutes to do this and that when I don't need to, unless I'm having some technical difficulties or something like that. I normally just jump into it and say, like, this is what we're talking about, yada, yada, yada. So beginning of the video, and then we transition to normally having some just different chats, wherever the chat takes us, right? Let me see. So Mr. B said Blade Runner. I haven't seen that movie. So Blade Runner is one movie. Zero the Infinite. People think that raising the minimum wage will make things better for everyone, but that will really happen. What will really happen is that everything will go up. Yeah, the prices will increase. Exactly. That's what generally happens. Like when you think about economics, that's what generally happens. And you know what? I don't understand. Why aren't we across the board being taught economics in high school, middle school? That's what we need to be taught: economics, finance, accounting, taxation, legal rights, voting rights. Like, what does it mean when you vote? Stock options. That's what we need to teach in schools. That's totally off topic, but like, I'm just like, when have I ever needed to know the circumference of something? Like, when have I ever? Never, never, ever. Um, Blade Runner was frightening also. Oh my goodness. All these scary movies, scary AI movies. Chappie and AI. Oh, I've never heard of that one. Chappie? I mean, Chappie sounds like a nice name. It kind of reminds me of E.T. Like, E.T. was cute, not scary. Um, I think so too, Zero. Chappie and AI, it sounds like it's the one that's positive. Zero, I would check them out. AI, perfect. Oh, AI is a different movie. So hold on, let me write these down. And I don't want to take a screenshot because I feel like I'm gonna mess something up. I won't do that. Okay, let me do that real quick. So it's Chappie. I've heard of that, but I haven't seen it. Chappie and AI. Let me just look these up. Let me see what you guys are talking about so I can share it. Might as well. Might as well. I wish JMJ was in here because I want to thank him because his concoction, if you have a sore throat or like dry throat or whatever. Oh, it's Chappie. Wait, is this it? Ex Machina. See, Ex Machina, I'm gonna have to watch that movie. I'm just gonna show you guys what I'm looking at. Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. So this is Chappie. I think it's the movie Chappie. Can I make this bigger? I Robot is over here. Ex Machina is interesting because I think that is a machine slash human. I need to watch that one too. Blade Runner is on here. I didn't even know about Transcendence. Avengers isn't an AI movie. The Machine. Oh my goodness. AI is this one? AI, artificial intelligence. Let me look at this Chappie trailer. That looks kind of scary to me. That thing looks scary. That looks scary. This thing. Wait a minute, guys. That thing. Well, Hustler. It's on a keychain that says Hustler on it. Okay, maybe it's not. Okay, I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, it doesn't look super scary. I mean, it is holding a gun. It's holding a gun, so I don't know. What was the other movie? AI. Ex Machina, Netflix now, I think. Ooh, okay, cool. Okay, let me see. That looks like that one robot girl. What's her name? I don't even remember, but that looks like her. Because they got the same, like she doesn't have any hair. It looks just like that, and she just got that face. The one that was with Will Smith. And Will Smith tried to kiss her. Real funny. Sharky said, "Isn't Chappie more of a kids movie? Not that there's anything wrong with that." Oh, well, yes. If it's a kids movie, I would hope they're not scaring people out of their minds. My mom would have been like, "We're not watching that movie." The media wants people to be scared of robots when we don't know what's going to happen. I look at the whole humans being scared of robots as a parent being scared of their child. Well, that's a good point, Zero, because yeah, we are creating the robot, right? So that's interesting. Okay, guys, this conversation has been completely, completely off topic. Um, I'll look at this last one. I just want to see the visual and look at if it looks scary. That one doesn't look. Oh no, what is that? What is that? Oh no. Picture is worth 1,000 words, guys. That is creepy now. Come on. See, and this one's in the dark. See, no. What are they doing? Making AI kids now? I think that's next. They're gonna be like, you can pick your baby, put in how you want them to look. Oh my goodness. That's creepy. X Machine is that on Netflix. Do we need robots? Well, everything is kind of a robot if you think about it. Like, or a computer. Because if you think about your computer, you think about your phone, you think about your television, you think about when you go online and there's a chat bot, or you call, I don't know, your bank and there's a bot. It's not a real person. Like there's a lot of machines, bots, robots, AI, digital, whatever. It's a lot. And even now, your car is a robot, right? It's all electric. Some of them. Um, you have your GPS. You have some of them are connected to internet. I mean, they're talking back to you. It's a lot. Yeah, Sophia. Sophia. That girl looked just like Sophia. Exactly. Oh my goodness, it's getting worse. What is that? You're not gonna tell me that's not scary, Zero. I'm not watching that movie. Uh-uh. Oh no. Oh no. What is creepy? Oh, that's creepy. What in the world? I'm not what? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Look at that. Look at that. Uh-uh. See. Zero, you tried it. It's not scary. Ted, Ted Mark Wahlberg. Ted. Was that AI? Excuse me. Was that an AI? Was the teddy bear an AI robot or something? Zero said there's no praising Jessica. Has anyone been following the James Webb Telescope docs? No. What is that about? You'll have to share in the comments. But guys, I actually did not plan on being on here that long this time. Thought I was gonna be on here for like 45 minutes. Great discussion, guys. Let me just quickly see if Bella is still on having her live chat. I feel like I smell like garlic right now because let me tell you what I've been drinking real quick. So, what's in here is ginger tea, lemon. Uh, oh my goodness, what else is in here? Honey. Uh, what else? Garlic. I don't even. Yeah, I think that's about it. Something else is in there, and it's not good, but hey, whatever works at this point. I'm like, I just want this to be knocked out. Yes, Cassandra, I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, this stuff is creepy. These movies look creepy. I'm not watching that. Zero said, Zero said, there's no pleasing Jessica. I'm just like, no way. What is that? Like, what is it? It just looks a little creepy. That's all. It could be a very wholesome movie, but with those pictures, no way. Oh, Ted was an AI. Ah, interesting. See, I never watched that movie. I just thought it was weird. I like the commercials just seemed weird. Like there's a talking bear and he's getting chicks. Like I don't understand what's going on. Um, Hello, Harold. Welcome in. Nice to see you. Brian is laughing at me. Look, Brian, that's creepy. So you've been drinking? Harold, it's nothing fun in here. It's not like it's wine or anything. I would prefer to drink some wine in comparison, but hey, it's it's really helping me. So I'm gonna keep drinking it. So no, not real drinking, not big girl drinking. No. We call it artificial intelligence, but it's just intelligence. Hmm. Interesting, Zero. Zero is over here being deep. Mr. B says space exploration was on the news every night years ago. There's no interest anymore, even though there's so much about it. Yeah, you know what? Mm, I don't really, yeah, I don't really see too much about it now. With when the former president was in office, we heard about SpaceX a lot of time, but I don't think I ever knew what SpaceX was. So that was the only thing I had heard about, like space and people being really hyped up about SpaceX. But at the same time, I really don't think a lot of people knew what SpaceX was about. I mean, I think just generally exploring space, which I think NASA does anyway. But I don't know. I think it just maybe that was an approach to get people more excited about space in general. But I don't know. Again, I don't have a lot of context on that. Brian is over here in the chat cracking up. You weren't gonna give those movies a chance anyway, Jessica. Just go ahead and admit it. I was. Look, I gave Terminator a chance. I gave Terminator a chance. And that movie scared. I mean, it wasn't extremely scary. I think the thing that messed me up with that movie was I literally went into it thinking that Arnold Schwarzenegger was the good guy. And that first messed me up. And then just everything that thing did. I was like, it was indestructible. It just kept coming. It just kept coming back. I was just like, what is this? But if you think about it, how do you kill a robot that actually has intelligence and kind of can know your every move? That is really creepy. That's very creepy. An enhanced person. It's like an enhanced person. It's like if you were fighting an Avenger. You're fighting Iron Man or something. I don't know. You guys know I'm into Marvel. Harold said, LOL. Harold said, I've been watching some movie on Prime. Oh, I have Amazon Prime too. I've been watching some weird movies on there too. Um, Harold said, watching LOL. Oh, what did you say? Oh, watching. That's fine. I have so many errors when I'm trying to type in the chat, especially when you're trying to type fast. So it's cool. Sometimes my phone changes stuff to different words. I'm just like, come on. That is, you know that is not what I meant. Stop being funny. Zero said, I don't believe you, Jessica. Oh my goodness. Arnold Schwarzenegger became the good guy in the rest of the Terminator movies. What? Okay, I might have to watch the next ones then. But wait a minute. Okay, wait a minute. Back up. Because I just thought about this. I'm sorry if this is a spoiler alert. So if you haven't seen Terminator or you really into it or you want to watch it again or something, you don't remember the ending, I'm about to spoil it for you. So that's my, heads up for everybody. But the girl killed that robot. She killed Arnold Schwarzenegger. So you telling me he came back? You telling me he came back, or did they do a different timing or something, or some ulterior like dimension or something crazy like that? But she definitely smushed him. Like she allowed another machine to kill the machine. And I actually thought that was pretty smart at the end of that movie. I was like, there you go, girl. Um, if fire can't do it, if bullets won't do it, then another machine will, right? So anyway, that girl was really smart, I thought. The other thing, what else? What happened in that movie? Yeah, I don't know. I like how did it come back to life is what I want to know. After it got smushed to death. Jessica, that's too deep for me. Oh, Harold, I go deep. I'm a deep thinker, so that's why I'm not really too big in religion, politics, or all of these things that kind of bind us so much. I'm not like heavily, like on the extremes, because like when you think about it realistically, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're just human. We're trying to live in this space, figure it out, live our life, try not to mess up the planet in doing so. Well, some people. Ask anyone who Hubble is. Oh, the Hubble spacecraft, right? Uh, or Hubble telescope. I know something. I know it has to do with space. They just know it's a telescope for Halley's Comet all the way back to Newton. People just don't know. I know I don't know. I am not, I tell you, I am not a space exploration person at all. It's interesting, but I guess I just never take the time to go, let me really understand what's been done in space. What do we know about space? What have we done? I just haven't. I have visited the Space Museum, the Air and Space Museum in DC. That was a few years ago though. It was pretty cool, but a lot. It was overwhelming. It was like a lot of information, but very cool to see. You have to watch it. Oh my goodness, Mr. V. I think the Challenger shuttle disaster and later Columbia dampened space interest for a lot of people. Oh, I was young at the time, early college, but I definitely noticed how interest waned. Oh, really? Interest waned. Okay. Huh. So people lost interest because of the Challenger space or shuttle disaster. Huh. Harold said, "Don't give it away." Oh, I'm sorry, Harold. I'm so sorry. I gave it away. There's a delay with Streamyard. You know that. I'm so sorry. I just saw your comment. Oops. Not too much giving away. Like it ends in a good, positive note ish. Kind of positive, I guess. Zero said the resistance got a hold of him in the future and he came back. No, I'm skipping that comment. No, I'm not reading that. I'm trying to watch the next movie now. That got me interested. What are you drinking? LOL. Want to watch a document that will blow your socks off? I don't think you shared the document with us, but this drink is, I'll repeat it because I know you just came in here, Harold. Ginger tea, lemon, uh, honey, garlic, something else, coconut oil, and something else. It was supposed to be cayenne pepper, but I'm out of cayenne pepper. So, so yeah, that's what it is. It's not vodka. It's not wine. It's not whiskey. It's not champagne. Nothing fun. This is not you know um, Thirsty Thursdays or anything. But I wish it was. I did buy some wine, and I thought this weekend I was like, yeah, I'm gonna drink some wine. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna relax. And no, I don't really want to drink wine while I have this going on. But soon I am gonna be doing a wind down Wednesday. I can't wait. I'm gonna be doing a wind down Wednesday on the channel for sure. The Making of the Earth. Then you'll want to watch more. Oh, the Making of the Earth. Okay. I gotta go to the wife. I gotta go. I got to go. The wife has Andy Griffin show on. Something I can handle. Oh, good. My mom loves Andy Griffin. I used to watch that with her. Brings back good memories. Although I've heard some things about Andy Griffin, but I mean, we like that show. Keep running away from a robot. Oh my goodness. Mr. B on YouTube. Oh, it's on YouTube. The Making of the Earth. Okay, cool. The Terminator has been out since the 80s. If you haven't seen that already, then too bad. I haven't seen it. That was the whole point. Sharky told me to watch it recently. I just watched it last week. Um, LOL, Andy Griffin. Sharky, reading the detail of what happened to those astronauts would make a grown man cry. They were going to make a documentary about the Indian American woman on Columbia, but I think it was shelved. Aw, love that show, Mr. B saying. Oh, even better. How you gonna run away from my comment? Oh yeah, I had to run away from that comment. Nope, I just skipped that whole comment. We're not watching. We're not looking at that. So I'm gonna be. If I'm gonna be scared, I might as well take the time to watch the movie in full, and you know, no spoilers. Look, I gave a heads up when I gave my spoiler. I gave a heads up about my spoiler. But no, I actually didn't see all of your comments, so we're good. Um, Bye, Harold. Have a good evening. Enjoy Andy Griffin. 1978. Mr. B says Terminator. Okay, so I just got through all the comments. Is there anything on anyone else's mind before I go away? I am gonna be back tomorrow to talk about something. I have no idea what. I don't know. I might do a Q&A video tomorrow. Is anyone interested in doing that? I've done a Q&A before, like kind of a ask me anything. I think I said I'm a recruiter, ask me anything. And then I got just, I don't know, different questions. So if anyone's interested in learning a little bit more about me, we could do that, or I could do my part two of the light skin, dark skin conversation, because what I didn't get to was really digging into Latino, like that community, and also some of the effects that I see in the white community. It's not exactly colorism, but it's just interesting how some different things play out when it comes to color or skin tone, hair color, and things like that. And how some people are deemed as attractive and not attractive even in their communities. I just, you guys know, I think I should have studied was it sociology and psychology. I really think I should have studied those more. I've taken some classes a long time ago. Um, but I think I should have studied that because I'm so interested in people. I just like to know how people think and why things happen and why things happen in certain groups of people. So I could talk about that as well, or I could save that for like this weekend. Depends. Do you want a deep topic or do you want a chill, like, hey, get to know me topic? Let's see. Oh, Barry says, thanks for the stream. Q&A is cool. Okay. Sounds like Q&A. Zero says, but you asked me though, Jessica. Did I ask you what Terminator was about? Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I didn't think you were going to say the whole movie. Yeah, because I asked you how did he come back? You're right. I did ask you. I asked you, how did he come back? But it's okay. I skipped that whole comment. It's cool. I'm gonna find out. I'm gonna watch the movie and just find out. But I appreciate you, Zero, because I sure did ask you. I was like, yeah, I was like, how did what? And I was just like, how did he come back though? I don't understand. But yes, so I apologize, Zero. Mr. B says, thanks for the chat, you all. It was a good break. Oh, I'm glad you got a good break in there then. And Sharky says Terminator 2 and 3 are even better. Jessica, you enjoy. Okay, well, good. Oh, I hope so. Zero says, didn't say the whole movie. No, you did. You're fine. You're fine, Zero. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're good. Hey, Daniel. How are you? Oh, I haven't seen you here in a while. How are you? Check your Gmail. I sent suggestions. Oh, you sent me a suggestion? Should I look at them now? Let me go ahead and look. Wait, did you send me an email or something? Let me see. Okay. Oh, I don't see anything. I don't see anything, Mr. B. Huh. Yeah, I don't see anything yet. But I'll take a look later. Yeah, I'll take a look later. Oh, wait. I saw you replied. Oh, okay. I'll have to check my email. Uh, I like Terminator Genesis. Terminator Genesis? What? I did not realize there were this many Terminators. Jessica, thanks for liking my pictures on Instagram. You're welcome, Daniel. Um, I liked all your. I think I liked a few of your pictures. I was on everybody's. Well, not everybody's, but I was on Instagram today. Okay, I'll resend. Mr. B says. Okay, cool. Okay. Well, this closes everything out. Just to kind of regroup. Getting a job with little no experience, I started that at the beginning of the video. So main things I pointed out there. I will pick one of these topics tomorrow, either how to, I guess, continue discussion of the light skin, dark skin conversation we were having, or I'll do, Q&A on me, and I'll just do like a voting section on the community tab. So I'll let the people pick, so I don't have to. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. And Zero, again, I do apologize to you about the Terminator, and I wasn't like seriously upset with you. But I will. That is on my list to watch the other Terminator movies. And thank you guys for being here, and I will see you in the next video. And then, of course, special appreciation for the folks that have been playing my playlist. Definitely is helping. I think I'm at, again, it's a little behind from what I can see, but I'm in the 600s now, so it is going down for the amount that I need. So I'll be probably in the 500 soon, and just a few more hours away from having the channel actually officially monetized. Sorry, guys, excuse me. So yeah, anyway, I'm rambling. Thank you guys again. I will see you in the next video. I definitely hope you'll have a great night. And happy Friday tomorrow. If you're off on Friday, good for you. If you're not, one day to the weekend. Bye.